The medical insurance plan that begins at the age of 60. Medi 60 from Sri Lanka Insurance. Call 0112 357 357.
In a few moments, the news.
Sri Lanka Insurance, like a father, like a mother.
This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
(1:15 p.m.) This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Catherine Pereira and read by Geethanjali Ramanayaka. The headlines. The Examinations Department releases the cut-off marks of Grade 5 scholarship examination. A circular will be issued today to call only essential staff for duty. Measures have been taken to introduce the price mechanism for fuel. Another short-term loan facility of $500 million from India. Navy apprehends 67 individuals who attempted to illegally migrate to a foreign country via sea. Foreign news, the China factor at the heart of the meeting. News in detail. The Examinations Department today released the cut-off marks for the enrollment of students into Grade 6 next year based on the Grade 5 scholarship examination. The results could be obtained from the website www.donets.lk or www.results.exams.gov.lk. Also, the students are requested to enter their correct examination number to obtain the results. A total of 331,741 candidates had applied for the examination and 345,242 candidates had faced the examination. Cabinet Media spokesman Minister Bandula Gunawathana says that the Prime Minister has emphasised at the Cabinet meeting held yesterday to work without any division as the country is facing the worst economic crisis in history. The situation has been developed to a minus for the first time and it will affect the country severely. There is another problem of state finance and foreign exchange. Participating at the Cabinet District meeting, he said that a circular will be issued today to call only essential staff for duty. Meanwhile, 4 core cabinet spokesmen have been appointed. Bandula Gunawathana, Mahinda Amarveera, Kanchana Wijesekara and Manusha Nanayakara have been appointed. The government has paid attention to introduce a price mechanism to decide the selling price of petroleum products locally. Accordingly, the prices of petroleum products are scheduled to be decided monthly, considering 6 main costs. A committee will be appointed to submit suitable recommendations in this regard. The committee will be appointed under the patronage of the Minister of Power and will comprise representatives of the relevant institutions. It is also expected to take a decision on the prices of fuel through a mechanism prepared based on the recommendations. The Cabinet approval has been received for it. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
The medical insurance plan that begins at the age of 60. Medi 60 from Sri Lanka Insurance.
The government says that Sri Lanka will obtain another short-term loan facility of $500 million from the Export-Import Bank of India, Exim Bank, to purchase petroleum products. The new Cabinet of Ministers, which convened yesterday, approved the relevant proposal tabled by the Minister of Power and Energy, Kanchana Wijesekara. A special operation conducted in Salisampalthu and seas of Trincomalee last night led to the apprehension of 67 individuals who attempted to illegally migrate to a foreign country via sea. Accordingly, a group of naval personnel from the Naval Dockyard Trincomalee, in coordination with the Nilavali police, nabbed 12 male suspects from 30 to 40 years of age during a search operation conducted last night. Meanwhile, the group of suspects apprehended in seas of Trincomalee will be handed over to the Trincomalee Harbour Police for legal proceedings. And that ends local news for now.
the medical insurance plan that begins at the age of 60. Medi 60 from Sri Lanka Insurance. A health insurance plan to honor our most valued elders by the protectors of the nation. We now give our treasured senior citizens access to the very best medical insurance, specially tailored for anyone over 60. What's more, you don't need medical screening to access this policy. And Medi 60 covers a wide range of illnesses. Only from Sri Lanka Insurance. Call 0112 357 357.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
MP Johnston Fernando has arrived at the Criminal Investigations Department. The CID summoned the parliamentarian to obtain a statement from him regarding the attack on the anti-government protesters at the Golface Green and outside Temple Trees on the 9th of May. And that was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
This is Watchlight.
The limits introduced for dispensing fuel volumes to vehicles at filling stations have been revised again following the price hike announced early this morning. This was announced by Power and Energy Minister Kanchana Wijesekara, who joined the media briefing to announce cabinet decisions. Thereby, filling stations are permitted to pump only fuel worth 2,500 rupees for motorcycles at a single time. The limit previously stood at 2,000 rupees. For three-wheelers, the limit has been set at 3,000 rupees worth of fuel. And that was Watchlight.
Coming up, World News.
The headlines: China factor at the heart of the meeting. Australia's new Prime Minister speaks ahead of Quad meeting. Russian diplomat resigns over aggressive war unleashed by Putin. World News in detail. Leaders of the Quad nations are meeting in Tokyo today in what can be described as one of the most important meetings in recent years that will affect the geopolitics and security of the Indo-Pacific region. The group, comprised of Japan, the US, Australia and India, seems to be emerging from the shadows of the COVID-19 pandemic and to some degree from Russia's invasion of Ukraine as well. The top leaders are gathering for the fourth time. They have already met once in Washington last September and twice virtually in less than 2 years. Today's Quad meeting will be a major test for Australia's new Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, who is attending the summit less than a week after taking office. Speaking in his first news conference as Prime Minister, he said his government would stand up for Australian values and he singled out China. Albanese said, and I quote, "Well, what I have said and we maintain is that the relationship with China will remain a difficult one." Unquote. Albanese's platform focused heavily on reforming Australia's climate change policies, an issue he is expected to bring to the Quad. A Russian diplomat to the United Nations office at Geneva has resigned in protest against his country's invasion of Ukraine. Sources yesterday said Boris Bondarev sent a letter to foreign diplomatic missions in Geneva announcing his departure. The statement harshly criticized Russian President Vladimir Putin. Bondarev said in a statement, for 20 years of his diplomatic career, he has seen different turns of their foreign policy. Back to the headlines of the world news. The China factor at the heart of the meeting. Australia's new Prime Minister speaks ahead of Quad meeting. Russian diplomat resigns over aggressive war unleashed by Putin. And that ends World News. We move on to development news. A home garden development program is being implemented by the Divisional Secretariat Office in Buttala. It has been named as the Diriyan Idiriyata Model Home Gardening Program. The objective of this move is to uplift the living standards of the rural people. And that was development news.
Sports News is brought to you by
Sampath Bank, we present your future.
Another match of the IPL tournament will begin today. Gujarat Titans and Rajasthan Royals teams will compete. The match will begin at 7:30 p.m. at Kolkata. And that was Sports News.
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. From October 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency 3 times through NSB U Trust.
Business News, Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Export Development Board EDB Chairman Suresh Dimel insists boosting export and celebrating exporters must be made a national priority, noting that it is the only sector generating a steady foreign exchange inflow to keep the economy afloat. Sri Lanka needs to make exports a national priority. The entire export workforce is contributing immensely to keep the economy steaming ahead by attracting scarce foreign exchange amidst extreme operating conditions. And that was Business News.
Business News. Sponsored by
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners. From October 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency 3 times through NSB U Trust.
In economic news, the Central Bank of Sri Lanka has announced that the counter of damaged notes exchange will be kept open only on Wednesdays until further notice. It will be open from 9 a.m. to 12 noon, except on government holidays. The bank is maintaining the service on behalf of the public. And that was economic news.
The Weather Report.
The Met Department says that showers will occur at times in the western, Sabragamur and in the northwestern provinces and in the Kandy, Nuwara and Galle and Mathura districts. Fairly heavy showers above 50 millimeters can occur at some places in the Sabragamur province and in the Kandy, Nuwara, Kaluthara, Galle and Mathura districts. Showers or thunder showers will occur at several places in the Uva province and in the Ampara and Batticaloa district during the evening or night. And that was the weather report. And to end this news broadcast, a reminder of the headlines. The Examinations Department releases the cut-off marks of Grade 5 scholarship examination. A circular will be issued today to call only essential staff for duty. Measures have been taken to introduce a price mechanism for fuel. Another short-term loan facility of $500 million from India. Navy apprehends 67 individuals who attempted to illegally migrate to a foreign country via sea. In foreign news, the China factor at the heart of the meeting. And with that, we end this news broadcast from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.